You are listening to an interview with a featured Pride of Dakota member.
Hi, this is Sarah Kelch, and I'm sitting down today with Scott Wild and Pride of Dakota member, Gifts Dakota Style, Linda Johnson. Welcome.
Hi.
So, Linda, you traveled all the way down from Minot to be with us today. We're pretty excited about that.
Oh, yeah. Anything I can do for Pride of Dakota and promoting it, I'll do, weather permitting.
No doubt, no doubt. So tell us about your business.
Well, I'm Home Sweet Home in Minot and located in a 113-year-old Victorian house. It's really a nice setting. The ambiance, the whole business is really nice. But my specialty is really featuring Pride of Dakota products. And I'm getting more and more companies all the time, which is exciting.
Yeah, we see you all the time. I mean, you're at all the shows. I mean, you're just constantly in the Pride of Dakota spotlight, and that's great.
Yeah.
You're a very, very active member.
Yes, and it's all about marketing, and
Yeah, exactly.
I'm very proud to market as many vendors as I can.
How many vendors do you vend?
Oh, probably about 60, I'm guessing about right now. I've just taken on some new ones this year,
Yep.
2012.
So, which new ones?
Well, I've got high performance pottery.
Okay.
Jim Bailey. I've
Jim,
got some of his pottery in there now, along with Susan Davey, who I've always carried. Along with Candace Loughran's jewelry, I'm getting Kara Gittinger's. Yes, and her jewelry designs are totally different than Candace's, so it's a nice compliment.
Well, how do you get to meet these people? I mean, how do you create these partnerships and these relationships with people then to decide who you're going to carry in your store?
Well, I meet a lot of them at the Pride of Dakota shows. I take time whenever there's a break from selling, and I walk around and I just meet people and look at their product. And actually, it's a lot of word of mouth. A lot of people come to me and say, "We would like to be in your store. We hear you carry a lot of us, and would we be a good fit?" So it actually goes both ways. Getting Kara's jewelry, she had quite a few customers come up to her and say, "Your jewelry should be in Home Sweet Home." And likewise, I've been getting people coming into the store and, "Well, don't you carry Kara's jewelry?" So we emailed back and forth, and that's how that started. So
She's got some unique jewelry, too. She's got some really cool products.
Outstanding.
So I am curious, you are in this fantastic old house that you live in now, too, correct?
No, we don't live here
you don't.
anymore
That's right.
since the big flood in
Since the
Minot.
flood.
We were planning to move out anyway in the fall, but the flood made us move out on May 31st.
That's right. Why don't you tell us about how that whole experience was like for you?
It was just really a nightmare. We were told to move out. We had a day to move out, and by noon I had put a call into some friends and relatives, and word was on the news all over. And actually, some Pride of Dakota members as far away as from Ray, North Dakota, drove over to help me pack. We had our complete store and basement emptied in 6 hours. I had so much help show up on our doorsteps.
And
That is so
that's
cool.
really, I mean, one of the things that I've always said about Pride of Dakota is that it's really just one big family.
It is.
And you see when you go to the showcases, I mean, there's people helping each other set up their own booths or, carry stuff in. And I mean, really, that's
Yes.
a great example
It
of how
is a great family, and that's what I love about Pride of Dakota as well. You make lifelong friends, and even some people who have retired from the business, I'm still in touch with because we've made such good friendships.
And now you're in the process of recovering. You've now recovered from the flood and business back to usual. Business as usual.
It is picking up. Last year, really, I have to say, was my poorest year in business because of the flood. We were closed all summer, and I missed all my tourist business. So it's really hard to recover from. But I had a good Christmas season, and with the oil boom going on, I'm getting more and more new customers. Lost some old because a lot of people have moved away, but I'm seeing a whole different change. We're getting a lot more male customers in the store.
Yeah, I see that. You're posting on Facebook all the time.
It's pretty interesting. A lot of people have moved to town working in the oil industry. They either stumble upon the cool old house and wonder what it is, or somebody has given them something and they try to find out where it came from. And they're coming in and buying things like bison sausage and coffee beans and honey. And yeah, it's pretty exciting.
That's awesome.
So why don't you tell us a little bit about the history of the house and how it became, to be a store? It is located right on the river. In fact, the dike was pushed up against the house.
Yes,
is that correct?
The dike was pushed up right against the house, and our whole parking lot was a dike.
Wow.
But the house was built in 1899 by a wealthy railroad man coming through Minot. And I think he only lived there about 1 year, and then a local family, wealthy family in those days, lived there for a number of years. And throughout the years, it has become like a rooming house. It was divided up into 3 apartments at one time. And in 1986, a dentist and his wife purchased it, and she opened up a retail gift shop. But it wasn't, and then I started working for her in about 93, and she sold the business to me in 2000. And she had carried a little bit of Pride of Dakota, but we were getting such interest in it. And at that time, there was only a few Pride of Dakota companies, but the quality was there. And I saw a need for people wanting this product. So by the time I took over in 2000, there was quite a number. I wish I knew the history myself, how many, because I was very not knowledgeable in Pride of Dakota at all at that time. But I did know there was local companies, so I tried to contact as many as I could, and I actually devoted a whole room to Pride of Dakota companies in 2000. And it's just been growing ever since. And of course, I got involved when I was approached to purchase an online business, Gifts Dakota Style, because they thought I would be a good fit for it. And so I've rebuilt that business up again. And I just love promoting Pride of Dakota because I really believe in local business, small business, keeping money in the state. I really feel that when people come and purchase a product from me, not only is it helping me, but it's helping all these other Pride of Dakota vendors that are just small local businesses.
So do you want to touch a little bit about on the Gifts Dakota Style? Now you run a website where can people put together their own baskets, customize them a little bit?
Yes, we do have suggestions, and we test and try this every year with our catalog and everything. And from year to year, we monitor what gift baskets sell the best, and then we'll scrap some the next year and then put together some new ones, and especially if there's new products coming in. So we do have suggested gift baskets, but also people can custom order, and we do get a lot of that, and a lot of walk-ins will come and custom, or people will just call us and tell us, if somebody is allergic to something, or would you please put together items that won't break in shipping. I mean, even, we pack so well that even breakable items don't break. We've really never had a problem with that. And people can just choose whatever they want off our website individually, or they can choose the suggested baskets that we have, and we have all different price ranges. And what else is really exciting is a lot of people don't know, because in my business you have to use discretion and privacy. But a lot of Pride of Dakota products and gift baskets have actually gone to well-known Hollywood celebrities, famous baseball players, some Hollywood production companies, and some government officials that would be well-known, but I cannot reveal the names.
Oh, secretive. I love it.
I know.
That is super exciting.
But I have to honor my customers who order it too.
Do you find, we get requests all the time. It seems like it's getting more popular for companies and for conventions and things to have a Pride of Dakota gift basket. Can we have this as a drawing? Are you finding that with your business too?
Yes. Oh, yes. I have a lot of corporations are stepping up to giving Pride of Dakota products. And I would really like to see more and more of that in the realtor business, in the RV business, in the
oil
machinery business. Yeah, definitely the oil business. And I have had a lot of that. I've had both on the level of families living out of state, such as Texas or something, and they found my website, and it's their husband's birthday or something, or boyfriend's birthday, and they'll call me, can you put together a gift basket and take it over to this hotel where my husband is staying? It's his birthday, and I just want to send him some treats or something. So I've had quite a bit of that. I've also had oil companies coming in that are getting speakers, and I just wish I could get the marketing out there a little bit more so they are more aware of that.
Sure.
And they will present these out-of-town speakers coming, with Pride of Dakota stuff. And I also have local hospitals ordering baskets for doctors that they're recruiting and stuff.
Oh, excellent.
They are great keepsakes for people that are coming in to visit North Dakota, to take a little bit of North Dakota back with them. So, absolutely.
And, I have teacher conventions and different, religious events. They all come and get a Pride of Dakota gift basket. So it's really a good thing.
Yep. So let's talk a little bit about social media. I mean, you are starting to use social media now. And
yes, I really believe it is the way of the future. And, the printed page is kind of becoming obsolete. I just wish I was a little bit smarter in dealing with the computers and all that stuff. But I'm learning.
Well, I
You're
think you
doing
do a
great,
very good
yeah.
job. I mean, people think they get freaked out by the technology, but really it's just about being human. And it's, people say, well, I don't know what to say on social media. I don't know what to say on Facebook and Twitter. And my common response is, well, what would you say to them if they were standing in front of you and, or on the phone? And you do that. I mean, you're very natural at it. And so you do a good job at it.
Thank
So,
you. I try. And, I am a little intimidated by it all, but
Yeah.
I'm trying.
Yeah, well,
you're doing great.
you're actually doing so. We just kudos to you because we
thank
see you.
you.
Like I said, I see you all over the place, and you're very active. And I think that's a kind of a key, wouldn't you say, to
Yes.
success in Pride
Well,
Dakota?
I'm just passionate about it, so
Yeah.
that's why I'm active. It's just natural to be that way then. And I'm passionate about the products and the quality of it. And we sample about everything we sell in there so we can tell the customer
Sure.
what it tastes like.
That's a perk to the business, huh?
Yeah, it is.
I have to taste test this before we put it out today.
Excellent. So, what has Pride of Dakota meant to your business?
It's actually really probably saved my business. It's a huge part of it. Times change in the gift industry, and people aren't doing collectibles anymore. People have a lot of stuff. People are kind of getting away from a lot of stuff. It's gone to more of a consumable industry out there. So I just wanted to bring more and more food in there. And not that Pride of Dakota is all about food, because there's many wonderful prints and mugs and magnets and figurines made out of coal and just, many other interesting things. And those are more for the tourist that wants to take a tangible item home.
Right.
But the food, the people love the quality of the food, the dips and the jams and the syrups and soups. Been a good thing.
So, what is the most popular item in your store?
We sell a lot of bison sausage. We actually sell a lot of honey now because a lot of out-of-staters that are coming in have heard that if you eat local honey, it helps with your allergies and you get acclimated to the area.
Really?
So, yeah.
I did
But
not know that.
it can't be the liquid honey that's been pasteurized because that kills all the allergen properties
Yep.
or whatever. It has to be the creamed or the whipped honey.
Yeah, they say if you move to a new area and you want to get acclimated for allergies, start eating the honey from the local area.
Yes.
So, if we live here, is it too late for me?
No.
No, I think it'll work.
No, and they say, if you live in North Dakota, don't eat Florida, Florida or California honey, eat North Dakota honey because it has the pollens and
Oh,
and
yeah, that makes
nitrogen.
sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
But of course, always the Juneberry and chokecherry syrups and jams are probably the most popular, along with the bison sausage. And I got to put a plug in for their sweet hot pepper relish. That is almost like the number one selling product of food.
That's
in
crazy.
My
That's
store.
North Prairie signature.
North
right?
Prairie
Yeah.
signature. Yes.
That's crazy.
Clear your sinuses.
It's
Yeah,
it's tasty. You can make it
it's
as a
great.
dip or
Yeah, you can mix it with the cream cheese or put it on a hot dog or brat. It's just fantastic.
Yep.
awesome. So, do you have any special events coming up here in the next couple of months?
Well, I'm going to be attending the Capitol Pride of Dakota show, which is always really amazing. I always do very well there. And since I don't make a product of my own, I like to represent people who are not going to be there. And they know that, my vendors know that, so they'll call me and say, well, would you take this and that? And so, I always sell a lot of product at the Capitol, and I just love being out there with the people. The annual meeting is coming up, and I urge all Pride of Dakota people to attend.
Yes.
Let's see, what else is coming up? Oh, I might do every March, I usually do a Pride of Dakota event at the store because March is Pride of Dakota month. And I've also had very good turnouts with that. And then I'll break out some of the new product and sample for sampling.
That's excellent.
We love the word sample.
Yeah, we do.
Sampling sells.
Exactly.
It does. It does.
Well, we always look forward to seeing you at the events, and you are very active. And I think that if you are a new Pride of Dakota member, you would be a great mentor or a great example of someone to watch and to emulate, because I think you're really seeing success because you're actually taking advantage of everything that Pride of Dakota has to offer.
And I know I could even step up to the plate a bit more, but sometimes time is of the essence.
That's right. And if you haven't been to Home Sweet Home in Minot, you need to check it out. It's a great store. Lots of history and just it's set up really cool and huge room of Pride of Dakota products. So
Let's talk about how
Check it
people
out.
find you. So let's talk about online first, and then how do they physically find you? So online website.
The website is www.ndgifts.com.
NDGifts,
ndgifts.com. And then to find us, we're on North Broadway.
Okay.
If you're coming in from the south of Minot, you cross the viaduct, and at the bottom, to your right-hand side is Sammy's Pizza. And we're just a block and a half east of there on the south side in a Victorian house. Actually, the house is known all over North Dakota. People recognize it. It's a very unique-looking building.
So definitely go check it out.
And search for you on Facebook. How do they find you on Facebook?
Just Home Sweet Home, and it pops up pretty easy.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Thanks for coming in today, Linda. It's been fun.
Thank you. Thank you very much for supporting me as well.
To learn more about this featured Pride of Dakota member, visit our website, prideofdakota.com. To become a featured Pride of Dakota member, send an email to prideofdakota@gmail.com. To listen to the full podcast of North Dakota Now, click on the podcast link on our website, prideofdakota.com. Thanks for listening.